Dude, today is about to be something. Hold on, Augie. I gotta
Sorry,
make
guys.
sure we read the part, so I gotta put you on mute for 2 seconds. Joseph!
Warning. The following program is a gaggle of friends talking about happenings in the world. It is meant to be comedic, informative, and not really serious. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or this broadcasting platform. There may be some cuss words, because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are a young person, please seek permission before listening any further. Sincerely, the people of Two Tired Dads. P.S. Don't sue us.
We're on a WWE stage right now. Coming out with a pyro pumping. God, we're doing things a little different now. Dude, New Year's, new us. Hey, Steve. Are you ready for today? You even know what's about to go down? We got Josh Augustine here. First and foremost, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Josh, I'm going to put you on the mute till I bring you in. Give me like 3 minutes, baby. But first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Devin James, and I'm here with my good buddy, the other host. Hello. Introduce yourself, Daddy.
Hey, Stacy Bonds, you know the drill. Laughter's good for the soul, baby.
That's right. Everybody, right now, I am just feeling myself. I have shaved the beard, therefore, I put on the lucha mask because I feel just so fucking naked. And I had a really good day, and I decided to start drinking. And then once my boy Augie was coming on, and I posted some shit that he was coming on, and next thing you know, Austin Midkiff's calling him out, and Augie's like, Austin, you haven't beat anybody legit. The only person legit that you beat was Devin James, and everyone knows that Devin James just was like slipped on a banana peel on the way down to the catwalk, resulted in me twisting my ankle. Therefore, it twisted my kneecap. Therefore, it twisted my collarbone. Therefore, it twisted my eyeball. Therefore, it twisted my ball sack. And then, therefore, even my walkout music was off by like 2 seconds. And it just threw me off. Therefore, Austin beat me, which that's a legitimate win because everybody knows I am the strongest cousin, especially when it comes down to me and my cousin Nathan. So we're going to just skip that part. But AC, baby, how is it feeling to be back, Daddy?
Man, look, I realized I'm an old man. I ain't even going to lie to you. My first day back to work, I was 8 o'clock. I was asleep. I was like, what the hell? The second day back to work, 8:30, knocked out. I'm like, all right, something's got to give. Something's got to give. But I'm loving it, honestly. I didn't realize how much I love what I do. Like, it's...
You sounded great, Daddy. I sounded great. I picked up some of your shit, but hey, man, we got to bring Augie in because he's in a fight camp. You know what I mean? And I know he's...
definitely bring him in.
I'm Augie, like, let me just paint the picture right now. One, he's probably tired as fuck. He's probably waking up at like 4 a.m. just to piss.
Whooping people
like,
ass
measure the water that he can't drink. He's probably eaten like 12 ounces of chicken with no salt, no teriyaki sauce, and he's probably drinking salsa as like a nighttime snack. I mean, somebody who knows it from who had it, and I'm getting him to laugh because he is one of the most serious motherfuckers, but he knows I've known this dude for 10 years, and I can make him laugh just like anyone, which is why everyone loves the Devin James and the Stacy Bonds. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Josh Augustine on the show.
What's up, guys?
Daddy.
Hey,
yeah,
thank you guys
everybody,
for having me on.
shut up!
You guys are having me on the show.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, definitely. I'm excited to have you. I got some deep questions, but...
Oh, shit. How deep we going?
Dude, we are going to go deeper.
The mind of a fighter, because
Owen Kennedy.
I don't do it, so I just I wonder with everyone who does fights. I'm like, how the fuck do you get the balls to hop in there and just go? I'll street fight one thing, but a controlled environment, I'm limited. Like,
Yeah.
so how do you work up the courage?
I mean, for me, it's just competition. It's just it's just what I've been doing for so long that it's not really another thought. It's what it's just kind of who I am and what I do. At this point, like I don't think about it too much. I train with some really awesome people, some really badass competitors, and I just throw myself in there into the deep end every single day, and I just try to compete my ass off, work my ass off every day, and try to keep outworking everybody. And I want to show those results. I want to show how hard I work whenever I step in there. So, I don't worry about what people think or what people say or the results too much. I'm going out there to cement my legacy and to be one of the best athletes of all time.
Hey, that's what's up.
Fuck yeah.
I do have a question.
I'd like to paint a picture of how long I have known the Augustine, which is why I became a fan from the get-go of the Augustine. So the Augustine that I met, this was about 10 years ago, and he was a very not as big, and he was a very lean 135 Augustine. And here's where my loyalty stood out, because this is where, and Josh, you said we're going deep, and I like to think we're acquaintances. I can talk like this, and it's not being disrespectful, but
Yeah, don't whoop his ass.
I don't think he knows the story. I got fired from one of my jobs for 4 years.
Excuse
For me?
For you, yeah. I got fired, and I was I'm not going to say where. It was at a school district, and I'm not going to say names. I'll just say his first name. His first name was Brian, and he was my boss. And I was on a smoke break, and he knows that I was doing MMA at the time, and he asked if I knew, do you know this? The typical, oh, you do MMA, so do you know this guy? That. And he said, do you know Josh Augustine? And I said, well, I heard the name, but I don't know him. Well, that kid's a bitch. What?
Sounds about right.
And he's like, yeah, one of my boys was about to beat his ass on the school playground and called him a bitch. And he said he made you do something stupid, and I'm not going to bring it up. And then that is right. And he's like, and forever I'll call him a bitch. And I said, Brian, I said, I don't even know this dude. I said, but did you know I got picked on in high school, man? I said, you were a bully, weren't you? And he said, hey, man, I'm your boss. And I fucking threw my broom down and I pushed him. And I said, what do you have against people? I said, no, fuck you. I quit. And I fucking left. Dude, he triggered me so hard. And so right then and there, like, I was like, I'm an Augustine fan, like, faux, NWO, faux life. So, like, even with all the bullshit you got going on, just know, like, I'm over here saying, like, whoa, hey, you got to give him credit, because from me, it's like, you're like me. The bullying got you into the MMA branch.
Kind of tell us that story. Kind of let us know how that played out. Is he muted?
You guys still there?
Yeah, continue.
Okay,
yeah.
Sorry. It kind of like cut right there at the end. It chopped up right there. Yeah, man. I think that everyone has their reasons for getting into the sport. And, I just kind of grew up like scrapping, getting into altercations and stuff like that, as well as being an athlete. So, for me, I was just naturally drawn to the sport. And, I started training, at the beginning of high school around that time. And I just, was trying to stay out of trouble and not be fighting and stuff because I was starting to compete. And, it's just funny to hear things like that. It's really awesome that you stood up for me that you didn't even know. I think we probably met shortly after that. And it's it's wild, man. It's wild how the journey progresses and how people's lives change. And it just started as something I was doing to train and get aggression out and learn and do all this stuff and and learn how to defend myself. And over the years, it's just I've gotten better and better and better. And now I'm just focused on being the best fighter in the world, really. But really, it's always been about the best version of myself that I can be. And I think that's like the coolest thing about martial arts and training. That's like the coolest thing about all of it. So, yeah, I encourage anybody and everybody to train.
Stacy.
Well, with that being said, how would you say doing MMA, doing combat sports has really changed your approach to like conflict resolution in like your everyday life?
Well, I think like confidence is number one. Like knowing if anything goes down, like I'm going to be able to handle myself and keep myself safe against pretty much everybody. And you know, so that's like the number one thing. But also, the more that you do it, the more like conflicts and stuff that you get in, and the more like you can see how unpredictable things are and how easy it is to get hurt and all that stuff. You tend to avoid that, almost at all costs. So I think that it just keeps you aware of situations as well. So yeah, I think the number one thing though is just the confidence of carrying yourself wherever you go, and that's why I encourage like all my guy friends to train and do jiu-jitsu and stuff, because if we're out, I don't want to be worried about you getting your ass whooped. You should be able to fucking snatch up a little guillotine on somebody or something, fucking lay some dude out if you got to.
Facts.
2024. You're a dad now. You're fucking one of the making noise in the scene of what you are doing. You have become one of the most dominant trash talkers when it comes just the way with your confidence in your statement of facts. And you have also fully acknowledged that I'm stronger than my cousin Nathan. And so with that being said, like you clearly know what you are talking about. When did this kind of transition? Was it to where you got comfortable in your skin, or you just became the hero that you always wanted to be? I mean, what? Because I know whenever I got, with the Sammy and Oliver, as Stacy knows with his SB3. Once we become those dads, man, we're fucking. Hey, you
A
can't
whole
fuck
nother
with me,
level.
motherfucker. So, I mean,
Yeah.
when did this, transition rebirth to the Phoenix?
I would say just like a little bit before I turned pro. I just hit a certain level in my game and just saw what other people were doing, and I was able to travel around a little bit and train with some good people. And for me, it's just like I know where I stand. So there's no reason for me not to have confidence in what I'm doing. There's no reason for me to not have fun, speak my mind. Um, I think there's certain lines that you shouldn't cross and stuff, but it is what it is. This is the fight game. Feelings are going to get hurt. Bones are going to get broke. Friends are going to get lost. Like, it is what it is. Uh, but yeah, man, I'm just focused on providing for my family, providing for my son, the best that I can do that. I think that it's pretty obvious the blueprint to becoming, gaining more attention, and with that, you get the eyeballs, and then you get your wins, and the notoriety comes with it, and bigger deals and stuff come with that. More tickets are sold, and it just creates more value. So it's pretty easy for me to see how you need to navigate the game. I try not to get too far outside of myself. I like to just speak my mind, um, and just have fun with this fight game, because at the end of the day, I got into this because I'm really a fan, and I enjoy watching, and I like to fight like I like to watch people fight. I like to talk like I like to watch people talk, and I just like to do my thing and have fun with this shit.
Okay. Well, you said that there are certain lines you don't cross. So I'm just curious, what would you say some of those lines that you kind of stay away from, or whatever it may be?
I think like you probably should keep people's families out of things, but there's always exceptions.
Oh, that's the truth. There's always an
Like how
exception
I'm
to the rule.
stronger than Nathan. I mean, that's an exception. I mean,
Exactly. That's a perfect
exactly.
example. Perfect example.
And so as right now, to where I want to take you back to the last time I got to give you a hug, which was February, where you lost against the other Josh, and that's where like I didn't get to like say goodbye, because whenever like my friends, acquaintances lose, like I know when I lost, which was a lot, like I wanted to be left alone. And so it's like funny story. This totally really happened. Josh was actually like, "Hey, bro, can you be in my corner? Because I really need you." And I was like, "I have to go pee." And the bathroom line was really long. I fucking went to go pee. I couldn't check in time, and I wasn't able to be his cornerman. True ass story. Don't acknowledge that. What I want to know is when you came back, you fucking won. And you have been on a dominant streak since, and you have been nothing doing better. You just changed camps. How did that come across? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, coming out here to Extreme, I signed with Iridium Sports Agency. They're my new management group. Little over a year ago, actually, and they helped me guide me out here to Extreme Couture, the best camp in the world. I'm actually out here 2 days, 2 days and 1 year to the day. So I'm just starting to get comfortable and find my feet out here. I feel like Dennis Davis is taking me under his wing, learning from the tutelage of Danny D1. Eric Nixick, obviously coach of the year for many, many journalist companies. You got incredible coaching staff: Jason Manley, Jake Shields, Mateos Notch. We got so many resources here, so many great fighters: Jordan Levitt, Julian Arosa, Sean Strickland, Dan Ige, Kai Kamaka, Patchy Mix, Shorty Torres. So many fucking awesome guys to learn from and pick their brains. And I'm just out here fully engulfed in what I'm doing, and I'm focused on being the best Josh Augustine that I can be. I'm focused on enjoying this journey. I'm focused on making the most of any and all opportunities that come my way, and really, really test myself and see how far I can take this thing.
Who would you say is your favorite to spar against, and the one that when you're going in with them, you're like, damn, this is gonna be a challenge?
You said in the one that's going to be tough rounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, shit, man. There ain't no easy rounds here, man. There really ain't. Like you can't find an easy round, even if you wanted to. Jordan Levitt is, I helped him out a little bit with his camp. He's a fucking monster. His grappling's unbelievable. Nicholas Mota is a phenomenal knockout artist. In the UFC as well. Julian Arosa has had so many fights, and his experience is just, it's unbelievable, and to be able to work with these guys and pick their brains, it's awesome, and those are just 3 rounds that I'll have within a day, in a 5-round session. Plus there's other guys that, people don't even know, but there's also so many guys we'll circle in and out. I just did, just finished up sparring just now. I did 2 rounds with Biagio Ali Walsh. Obviously he's gained a lot of popularity in the PFL. He's going to be making his pro debut here coming up, and he's a fucking phenomenal athlete. He's going to be a great fighter. So to be able to, be around all the people that I'm around is such a blessing.
Definitely. Amen to that.
Some of the names that you just dropped, I mean, Shorty Torres and the Shawnee McStrickland. Well, Sean Strickland, I'm a troll. What I'm saying is just imagining, watching, just painting the picture of you sparring with those guys. I mean, those are different styles, and you're getting these reps in, rounds after rounds after rounds. That's very admirable, though. Super fucking rare. I mean, so what can we expect, like, moving forward? I mean, I don't want to like answer that, but and I don't want you to give too much away, but it's like, it sounds like we're about to see a whole new daddy.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like my game's evolving a lot, and I just want to stay as active as possible and compete as much as possible. The next opportunity, nothing's official yet, so I really can't speak on it too much. But I will say it's big. It's about as big as I can get for what's going on in the stage of my career. And I'm entering camp to prepare for that. If it doesn't come through, then I'll end up booking another fight. But this is a huge opportunity ahead of me, and I think that all of this stuff is just preparing me for the top level of the sport, and that's where I'm going to be at.
Well, if you could pick, for instance, what branch you go under, would you prefer, Bellator, UFC, PFL, Shamrock? I mean, there's so many now. Do you have a certain one that you'd love to be with or love to get the contract with?
I think that the UFC is the pinnacle of the sport. I want to go there. I want to test myself. There's only, within that company is the way that you really get really, really rich in this sport. Iridium has a great relationship with Sean Shelby and Mick Maynard. I know that the UFC really appreciates and likes my style and the way that I fight. So, I'm looking to get in there and do what I need to do to earn my contract. And hopefully, inshallah, the next opportunity comes through. And, then that will be what happens.
How would you define your style for those who may have not been able to see you fight, or like what would you say is your style?
I'm an athlete. You can't touch me, and if I touch you, you go to sleep.
Okay, say less.
Sniper.
Okay, there we go. Chin checker. I like it. There we go.
Super weird question. When you go become a pro wrestler, who is going to be your manager?
I mean, I can't say that I'm leaving Iridium. They've been doing me good, so I'm not really sure how the pro wrestling scene works.
I'm saying on the mic. On the mic, not behind the scenes shit.
His name.
Oh,
Okay?
like a ghost.
No, Stacy,
like
fuck.
Oh yeah, I might need a team for that, my brother.
I can be your Samuel L. Jackson, Daddy.
I knew that's where you were heading with it. I'm not against that, my man. I might need that a little bit. I'm definitely going to be looking to do that, towards the end of my career. I think that would be a really fun venture.
Well, I'm saying with the dynamic that you are, and it's not just a character, it's just that you see so many transitional motherfuckers. You got the Logan Pauls, you got the, and your style and your shit. I'm not saying you're like the Connor, but for those who are familiar with for all the dads, we cater to dads, not the MMA world. That's so we're just saying for the dads out there, Augie is like better than McGregor because he actually trains every day. And so what I'm saying is now. But what I'm saying is when you become to that level, do you see yourself transitioning to the sports entertainment?
I do see something like that. It all depends on where you're at in your popularity and the opportunities at bay. Obviously, if I got to not throw myself off a ring, onto like taps and shit like that, if I can just like go on a movie set with Leonardo DiCaprio, that'd be way, way cooler. But, if I got to do what I got to do for a check and I'm still, striving to give my children the best life possible and stuff like I am currently, I could definitely see myself getting sauced to the gills, getting monstrously big, and just flying around a ring for 5 to 10 years and cashing out and buying some Airbnbs or something out here.
Are you in Vegas, I'm guessing?
Yes, sir. I'm in Las Vegas now. I relocated out here just over a year ago.
Hey, that's a hell of a camp. I know the name.
How far are you from the Avengers Museum?
I don't know where that is. I would assume
it's on like the main strip, I guess, or some shit. Yeah.
Is it by the strip?
How far? Okay, yeah. How far are you from the main strip? Yeah, sorry. The nerd in me is like...
I'm only like 10 minutes away, man. I'm straight west of the strip, man. I'm fucking 10, 12 minutes.
We're going to be down there in September. Carrie and I are.
Let me know what's going on. Let's
we'll be there for a week. I got invited to, it's called the Cauliflower Alley Club, which is basically like if you're a good ambassador for pro wrestling, like you get out. And because I'm stronger than Nathan, I got accepted. So, all my hard work will continue to keep my family name, which is just like, as you said, legacy. Are we going to see a Josh Augustine Limited, a Josh Augustine Enterprises? Where are we going with this, Daddy?
Oh, we're going to go all the way to the top, brother. There's going to be so many things. I'm looking to, being out here, around all of these guys. It's not just the training. It's not just the coaching. It's not just the coaching staff. It's seeing how you capitalize on all these opportunities. And, and that's not just inside of the cage. So, yeah, I'm going to be everywhere as much as possible. And that's kind of what this year is all about. It's going to be about, getting to where I want to be in my career and setting up all of these outside the cage opportunities and getting them going. I'm gonna I don't want to speak too much on what's gonna happen because you never know how stuff works. I don't want to.
You're in the right fucking spot, baby. I mean, you're fucking you know what I mean? He's in Vegas. Motherfucker could probably walk around. I mean, Augie, if I was you, this is what I would be doing. I mean, because then again, this is why you love me, because I'm a genius. I would be renting out one of those spaces on the strip where it's like a little fucking square only. Literally, like he's laughing because he knows what I'm talking about. It's literally a fucking square. You pay $5, dude. I would fucking rent the square next to you, and Stacy would rent the square behind me, and I would be literally just be like, "Hey, look at him, Josh Augustine," and you just be standing there shadow boxing, bro.
Flexing,
Just
yeah,
fucking
flexing.
shadow boxing,
Passing out
and we gotta
stickers with
have like
QR
Stacy
codes
in
and
the
shit.
back with the fucking
That's a good idea,
with the
though.
fucking shirt launcher, just launching these motherfuckers, and I'm on the microphone just fucking promoing the fuck. I'll even have my beard back by then because I can't afford like 2 trips to Vegas. But what I'm saying is, this is gonna be fucking dope. We'll take all the money, give it to me, go to the casino, throw it on Red 19, and then see what happens. But
He's like
dead
Red
ass,
19. Play
I
the
guess
middle,
I
man.
threw a hand grenade when I said you were coming on the show because next thing you know, Midkiff, who beat me because I fell on a banana peel, which led to me twisting my ACL, which led to my ankle, which led to my eye socket, which led to my arm and my bicep and my spine. And he choked me out because I was choking on my mouthpiece while Joe Parisi fucked up my introduction. And so that is why
Dude, the introduction is mad important.
Right.
It is.
Thank you. He
That's-
gets it. And
Gives you
Lukenhoff
confidence.
denied my appeal, but it doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day,
Questionable.
thank you. Someone who finally sees my fucking point of view when it comes to that. Nathan disagreed with me and we got into a fight. Wasn't the first time I won. Anyway, listen. What I'm saying is, what the fuck brought that on?
I don't even know
Or
who
did
you're
you just
talking
wake
about.
up to that?
Who is that?
Okay.
The
Who?
Facebook bullshit.
Austin Midkiff.
I don't know who that is. Is that a
Flat
fan
out.
of mine or something?
Oh,
Hey.
okay. Hold on. What I'm saying is, earlier on the Facebook, Austin Midkiff,
I got the joke. I
who
love
is
it.
someone who is commented on the book, made a Facebook post and tagged you. He called you out.
Oh, you're talking about that sub 500 guy who can't make 155 pounds.
Neither
He's only
can
like
I.
2 and 3 or something like that. That guy?
Yes. Yeah.
That's who you were talking about?
Wait.
Oh, well,
Sounds to me
you
like
know,
it's
that's
not
just
even worth
not,
your time.
you know, that's not how the business works. Like I said, I'm focused on getting to the UFC and fighting. You know, I'm not worried about like hometown hero stuff. You know, I know that there's a lot of people in town that are jealous of me and my success. And, you know, it's sad to see, really, is what it is. You know, everyone should be trying to build each other up and trying to create a community. And what I would advise for someone who's in someone's position, you know, like a 2 and 3 fighter, you know, what I would say is I would go rack up some easy wins. And if you want to try and fight someone at my level, then you bring something to the table and, you know, maybe at least have a winning record.
Or you sit on the couch and start a podcast with your best friend. I mean, you could do that
Right.
too. I mean, that works out
You can
great.
do that.
Or,
I'm just
you know,
saying,
because I'm just.
if someone really wanted to fight, you know, that like that's one what you bring something to the table, you have something to offer, you know, or at least be in the same weight class. It's all really weird to me, but you know, something like that. Or if you really just want to scrap, then you just come out here to Extreme Couture on a Tuesday or Thursday at 3:30, and we can just fucking scrap, and we can see what happens.
So I mean, because I didn't expect this shit. Jeremiah Curtright, who I called drunk 5 years ago with a gun in my hand, telling him it's done and over with, and he dropped everything and came over, pulled the motherfucking thing out of my hand and ruined my fucking night. But that's here nor there. Y'all got into a fucking little spickle speckle. I mean, I thought y'all were fucking homies. I mean, is this like Colby and Jorge in a multiverse? I mean, you guys were at St. Charles MMA. We were all fucking eating Subway sandwiches with Lucas Clay back in 2014. We already been over that. And now, like, what happened, baby?
I would say there's a handful of people at St. Charles MMA that I still, you know, see as a friend, like CJ Hunter, Lucas Clay,
Shout out Lucas
Julius
Clay.
Angliscus. But outside of that, there's just not a lot of people that I'm even halfway fond of. I think that gym is a real shithole. I think that Mike Rogers has really run the program, not even just through the ground. That's not even a good way to put it. From what was there, it was so special, and it's sad to see where they're at and where they're headed in that direction. And I just honestly wish those guys that I mentioned nothing but the best, and I hope that they're able to, cut ties with that gym and get to a real MMA program that's going to help them progress in their career. Outside of that, you know, I don't want to talk too much about personal issues. There was definitely some personal stuff that we had go on at the gym, and men handle things like men. So if we got shit to figure out, then we can figure that out. Like I said, I handle business like a real businessman. I do this thing for real. I'm not about hometown beef or nothing like that. I don't go and make fights based on that. I go and make fights based on what's the best move for my career, and that's why I'm in the position that I'm in, not in the position of either one of those guys that you mentioned. I would hate it if I was them. I wouldn't fight if I was them. I'd quit. I'd retire. So that's them, and their demons are on them. They got to live with their life. And like I said, I wish those other guys the best. I hope they get the hell out of that nasty ass staff infested gym.
Well, it definitely sounds like you've moved up. That's for sure. You're in Vegas, Extreme Couture. Shout out to them. It's definitely a life change. So I like to always look at it kind of like, now that you're in a new area, you're in a new gym, what are so many like unexpected life lessons that you've learned through the sport or through the gym or whatever it may be?
Oh, I mean, I've just I've learned to really separate my personal life from my work. I've learned to water the relationships that I really care about. I've learned to gravitate towards people and places that not only like accept you and not only tolerate you, but embrace you. And if you have any of that stuff going on in your life, it really is just a sign for you to move on. If you feel like you're just barely being tolerated at places, you need to go somewhere where you're embraced. You need to go somewhere where you're loved and appreciated. And it's crazy to come out here and change everything and in my eyes do things the right way and go about things the way they go about. And not only have I been embraced, but I've been given more love than ever. And I just wish I would have made the change earlier.
You seem happy as fuck, and that's what I could really wish for anyone. I mean, because at the end of the day, we all put on masks and shit like that. And just like when you fuck up and shave your face and get confused for the IT guy, you show up on your podcast wearing a luchador mask. I can still whoop Nathan's ass. I just want to make that very clear.
Why did you do it at Christmas?
I'm sorry.
I actually paid him.
You let him off the hook?
Nathan got the last laugh because I ended up paying him to watch my house and eat all my food while I was in Florida making sure the boys ate and the boys had a good time. And so when I came, granted, the motherfucker did all the landscaping that I asked him to do. I love my cousin Nathan. But
damn, that's a good guy.
Of course, we fought and I won. Second, we're at the halfway point. I mean, we're really on no time schedule. We do whatever the fuck we want. Do you want to stay on before we slide into the world topic bullshit? Do you want to sign off? This is your show, your segment before I play the song of the week. What do you want to stay on for another 30 minutes, baby?
Yeah, I can do 30 with you guys for sure.
We're going to talk about world events with the guest for the first fucking time. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we move forward, we're going to take that break. We're going to go on mute. My boy Augie's going to slam some water, and I need you to stretch your legs because if you're like me and you said you're sparring, I know you're probably moving around a lot. I'm not trying to be a wiener. I'm trying to be a friend. Stacy, I fucking told you the show is going to be fucking dope, but here we go with our song of the week. This is called Running This World by Seven Carlson. If you are a friend of like the motherfucking 311 or the Rage Against the Machine, you're going to love these motherfuckers. Everybody enjoy that. because it's about to play. Dude, it was that.
Upstairs rocking out, man.
Was that song not fucking dope? Like, I feel like I could fucking just take a crowbar and start beating the shit out of a Best Buy. Dude! First of all, Stacy, we got a lot to cover what's going on in the world, man. And ladies and gentlemen, we are about.
Ask him a question really quick because
Go
he's
ahead,
in Vegas. So
He's in Vegas.
I'm curious, what's on the world news out there? Like, have you seen what's been going on? The government lockdowns, you got buildings getting shut down, 23 states, people talking about attacking the Capitol.
Yeah, I've seen this stuff out here. There's, you gotta stay aware of the local news, man. There's fucking crazy shootings and all kinds of shit like every day. The other day, me and my buddy were at the Durango Casino, just going over to Ipono. If you guys are ever out here, go check that place out. It's one of the best Hawaiian barbecue places in the city. And we're coming back from Durango, and it's like 10 minutes from my house. Fucking cops flying down Durango, come piecing by. We're like, oh shit, what's going on? We end up seeing this dude fucking shot his mom, stole a car, and fucking ended up stealing like 3 more cars and shooting a few other people, shooting up a couple cop cars. So you got to be pretty aware out here. Obviously, we had the UNLV shooting and everything. Sorry, what was that?
I said, how is that not world news? Like, that sounds like that should be shit people should be aware of.
Dude, it happens all the time out here. There was a shooting at the MGM this past weekend as well. So, like I said, you got to stay super aware out here.
Hold on, Devin. They're shooting in the casino?
I believe it was either on the premises or in the casino. I don't think anyone got hurt or shot or anything. They got the guy, but someone shot it up.
Stacey, we got a fucking Arctic vortex in the world, bro, and no one is talking about it. Have you heard about this? Yes or no?
I haven't. Educate me.
I have not. What's going on?
Oh my God, you guys. Okay, motherfuckers. Let's talk about how the fuck we got here. First of all, Augie, how's the temperature over there, baby?
Dude, it's like 60 and sunny. It's nice.
But is it colder than usual?
Sun all over the place.
Is it colder than usual?
Not really.
Are you aware that by January 24th, we're about to have an Arctic vortex, which is already starting now? Let's talk about how we got here. Are you folks aware of the black hole explosion
Go
that they
back
released
to
that
the
took place?
go
No,
back to the
I'm backing it up. We're talking about how we got
Okay.
here. There was a black hole explosion in November. Gentlemen, were we aware of this? Yes or no?
Not at
I heard
all.
about the solar flares. I didn't hear about the black hole.
There was a black hole that exploded light years away, and the fucking cosmic radiate bullshit caused Earth to tilt on its axis. This is verified fucking news.
I already
So
said it's a
once
polar shift this year.
yeah, it literally caused the black flare blast. This is no lie. It literally caused the axis to tilt off its fucking shit. So when the Earth was usually like this, it's now like this. And so what's going to happen is because that shift in the fucking atmosphere and the whole world itself, it created a big ass funnel. So if you picture a fucking water bong, when you flip that motherfucker over, how it all
Yeah,
goes
funnels
underneath.
in.
That's what's happening from all that north fucking
So
pool.
we're
Fucking,
not getting sucked into the black hole. It's just a little cold for a while.
Thank God.
it's gonna be cold for a good minute because
I
what it
don't
did
care
is
about no damn cold as long as we're not headed towards the black hole.
it created a pulse, and it created a big ass flash where it caused everything to tilt. They're not talking about it, which leads to that Arctic vortex. Like I was coming in January, you've been explained. Have
So
we
what do they
heard
call
about the
it?
waves in Cali?
Revert really quick. So what are they? Explain to me this Arctic vortex. I mean, what are they? They claim we're going to be sub-zero temperatures in Missouri. Like, what are they trying to say?
Yeah, it's going to reach Mexico's going to reach 32 degrees.
Wow, that's impressive.
That's fucking.
I did see it was going to be really cold this next week, so that would explain that, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be cold in Missouri. It's going to be cold as fuck. That's why this weekend, where we want to tell everybody just a PSA, stock up on the fucking shit because shit's going on. So, what leads to me, we're going to lead this off with Augie. Have we heard about the waves in fucking California?
No, I have not.
God
So
damn it.
I have
Quit
heard about
training
this.
too much, man.
Didn't 6 people just pass away from like a rogue wave coming over basically the wave breaker and came
Wow.
to shore? Yeah, it took
Gentlemen,
out.
think about it.
pretty
If
big coast.
Goku makes a big ass fucking and then that fucking causes a tilt, waves
Man,
make sense. It's bringing it in,
you
bro.
don't think this
Which
is weather warfare?
no, I don't know what it is because that brings to my next. Have we heard about the earthquake in Japan?
Fuck that! Did you hear about the earthquake in New York?
Which is the same day that it happened in Japan,
Oh,
January
they had a
1st.
bunch of them. They had them jump off all over the world.
Have we
I
heard about this,
think that it's
Augie?
No, this is very interesting though. They both popped off at the same day.
Oh, they had several. They had New York, Japan, Iceland. Yosemite had a small earthquake.
Oh shit.
I will say, the reason I say, do you believe this is weather warfare? Because we already know that we can manipulate weather, right?
Yeah.
You know, Japan has already been hit with an earthquake that turned to a tsunami, and nobody's talking about how real life that shit ripples one way or the other, right? And you're seeing these oceans starting to recede on the shoreline. Nobody's talking about America could be hit with that tsunami, right? Now, if it's rolling off the coast of Japan, the force and the tidal, like the actual tsunami that is going to hit, if it doesn't hit Japan, where is it going to hit?
My
And I
stomach.
think a lot of people got to think about, our coastlines. Russia's already said they can generate a tsunami that could take out New York. Okay,
God damn.
who's to say that this wasn't a weather manipulation technique, that we trigger our earthquake there so we can mask that we're about to go to war and invade America, and then we take out New York, we take out DC with a huge tsunami, and we've already pushed inland a state
Right.
or two.
Right, because you know what happened the same time? Did we hear about the Korea leader being stabbed?
That's,
Oh my god, what?
Taking
Yeah.
over, baby.
They said North Korea actually sent that hit out on them. That's what they're claiming.
Wow. That's crazy.
I mean, what I think is crazy is
This is
that
scary.
we're so close to World
Hooked
War
with two
III.
tired tads on
Right.
me. You
Nobody-
know you missed me, baby.
Nobody's filling in the blanks of what's going to really cause it. Everybody wants to say Israel, Palestine, Ukraine. Let's call it what it is. The dollar is collapsing, and nobody wants to sit out there and say, "Oh, we fucked it up." So we'd rather just go to war and cause an issue rather than own we're a fuck up. Accountability, nobody wants to take it when they need to. And we're at a point now that it's been pretty proven that America's manipulated some pretty strong climate change, like weather manipulation, okay? Where you got literally, we've caused earthquakes and hurricanes in other places, and we've put water where there wasn't supposed to be water, but nobody wants to own, that we really are pushing as hard as we can towards World War III. And I'm not saying I'm for it. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm saying that there needs to be a global reset. I think the dollar needs to come back to strength, but the only way we're going to do it is wartime. The only time you see the dollar boom is wartime. That's why we stay at war.
Augie, what are we feeling, baby? Talk to me. Have you heard about it?
I did not hear about the Korean leader being stabbed, but it does seem like very, very, very ironic that all these things are happening all at once. There's so many conflicts that we're involved in right now, and you hear so much about all of our funding going, to more funding going to Ukraine than there is in our own infrastructure and our own roads.
Veterans.
So it's really crazy to see what's happening and unfolding before us. You can only hope with this upcoming election that things are corrected.
And so we all know what's coming up next.
I want to say something on that too, because if we're worried about the next election, why is it that there's so many states that are literally pushing Biden through as the Democratic candidate without
Fuck
even?
It, that's what was coming up next was the Trump and Biden showdown.
Yeah,
there's nobody talking about how you've got Maine, you've got, I think there was I want to say it was Virginia. They've already put Biden on the ballot. They're not even allowing a competition against him. They're not even running Democratic, conventions. They're not doing the debates. It's like if I've ever seen a staged presidency in my life, it would have to be now. We're controlling the narrative. And when is people, because there's a lot of MMA fighters, man. There's a lot of military veterans, like, not saying anything crazy, but like, we need the badasses to start being badass out here.
That's right.
It's time for a change.
Put on your lucha mask and fucking go, baby.
But I do want to go back over one thing with the Korea leader, and a lot of people don't talk about this, is why is it every country that the leader denied the jab coming into their country has now died? Like, that's something nobody's talking about. You got president of Haiti, you got president of Myanmar, you've got all these different countries that would not allow the vaccination in the country, and now they're all dead. And the people that take their place, all of a sudden, the day after they take their places, bring in the vaccines. Like, when do we realize we're all fucking controlled no matter where the fuck you are?
And that's what brings to it, because if you're a nerd like me, and if you're a nerd like my good buddy Stacy, because at 4 a.m. what you were up doing, you were looking at the Epstein list. Guys,
the crazy part is they won't announce 30 of the names. They've already said they're holding 30 of them. They're holding like another 117. I'm like, give us the fucking list. If you just don't want to say that the presidents are on there, that's one thing. But fucking tell us.
I'd like to go down of what I deciphered, and I'd like to remind that, our viewers, we have read the disclosure and shit like that. Just because these names were affiliated with Jeffrey Epstein does not mean that we're doing any wrongdoing from what we don't always know.
Bullshit.
I am just stating what. So, Ron Eppinger, I have no idea who the fuck that is. Stephen Hawking, that broke my heart.
Wow.
Al Gore, Man Bear Pig. Jordan Peterson, I have no idea who the fuck you are. Joe Rogan, no comment. Tom Hanks, no
Let
comment.
him say who Jordan Peterson is, because I don't know either. So who is Jordan Peterson?
Who's Jordan Peterson, Augie?
He's a philosopher. He's really, really popular on YouTube, and he's like, he's got really strong stance on like being conservative. And he's really popular on Instagram and YouTube.
Who's stronger in a wrestling match, me versus him?
Oh, you for sure.
Okay, then no question. All right, so next was Joe Rogan. I have no comment on that. Tom Hanks, kind of saw that coming, which I want to pause there.
Joe Rogan was on there?
I think, honestly, what they're trying to do is discredit anybody who has any kind of following. They're trying to tarnish the name. Joe Rogan has talked so much about this list. I highly doubt.
I don't think he is either. I'm just telling. And so Tom Hanks, which he's been in Greece, and I don't want to sound fucked up because I do not defend it in any way, but Greece is one of the fucking countries that do look at pedophilia as a mental disease, not as a crime. And I think that since he's been living there since 2020 is disturbing, and the fact that he's on this list for the shit is super disturbing. Not going to comment. We'll circle back. Oprah was on the fucking list.
Hey, we knew that though because Oprah and Ellen were on house arrest through COVID. The whole reason COVID even took place is because all these people were on this list. They were put on house arrest, and we couldn't keep the entertainment industry.
Adam Schiff 70 fucking times was on the flight to Lolita. We're going to start with Augie crazy. From the names that I've read. And again, they were not accused of doing any wrongdoing. They were just names of fucking clients of the Epstein. Augie.
Oprah, dog.
Oh, dude.
Oprah was over there chilling. So what's crazy is I heard this joke Andrew Santino said about Hawking being on the island. Like, what did he do? You know what I mean? He was just typing in, like, did you guys have fun on the jet skis? You know, like, I'll just be here chilling on the land.
But I think a lot of people don't look at Oprah as her history. I mean, she had a school in Africa that was, every one of her board of directors was accused of human trafficking. They had to shut the school down because she's literally like, there was the highest level of rape cases coming out of her school.
And you know who's reporting that shit? Was fucking Paul Walker, and he fucking died when he left that fucking fund.
Hey, but check me out. It's the same way that everybody else dies, which is really mysterious that it seems to be. How do they all go in a car accident?
They ain't going against me. I'll tell you that right fucking now. Anyway, next.
That's where they're taking them out at a lot of
times. Stacey, how you feeling about the people I named off, Daddy?
A lot of them, I'm not in disbelief. The only one that, again, I feel like they're trying to tarnish a name would be Rogan. And that's because he has such a following that, again, he's supposed to so much about this that, like, there's no way you're literally begging them to put the list out and you're on the fucking
and
list.
You're on the list,
Yeah, like, that doesn't make sense. That's just retarded. I mean, forgive the language, you know. Hopefully we don't get
Aaron Rodgers versus Jimmy Kimmel on the social media.
I hope Kimmel's name is on that fucking list so Aaron Rodgers can literally go back to his wine cellar, take a sip of wine, and be like, I fucking told you so. Like, these people know, man, when you're in that circle, you know who's fucking weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in the gym right now.
The more connected you get, the more you just meet and know people. You're associated, you know, with different people, and you just, you know, when you just hang out with someone, you can tell if someone's off or not.
I was gonna say, you're at a gym. I'm sure that you have certain people that don't name names, but I'm sure you have a couple people that you're like, man, this man's fucking weird. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
not only that, but like hanging out with other people through them. Like, Vegas is such a small town, and everyone of all walks of life. Like, I walked by Mark Davis, the Raiders owner, the other night on a Tuesday night when my buddy was in town. You know what I mean? That's like you run into everybody here. So like, yeah, there's, you know.
You met John Jones yet?
No. Oh yeah, I did meet John Jones actually at PFL.
Is he Atlanta? As big as he looks on the camera?
Oh, bro, John's a fucking monster, dude. I was literally blown away by how big he was, man. He's a fucking monster.
And then here's the big one. I don't know if you guys heard it. I don't know if this is going to be shocked. South Africa files charges with the ICC against Israel. And for those who don't know what the ICC, International Crimes Committee against Israel, which is only another step towards global war. Gentlemen.
Well, I mean, this goes back to what we talked about with when I was telling you Epstein was a Mossad agent who was entrapping people. You know, somebody has, again, this goes to accountability. America's so in bed with everybody that they can't really call anybody out. But when you think about South Africa, you don't really hear a lot about them, except for you hear a lot of like MMA fighters coming out.
They got a great pro wrestling fucking circuit.
Well, I was going to say you hear that it's a really racist place, but other than that, you don't really hear about it. So like when you think about it, it would make sense for them to come out. Like somebody has to put their fucking foot down, and it's we as Americans, the citizens, should be putting our foot. I'm tired of paying 36.9% in taxes, and my fucking streets have potholes in them. Okay,
yeah,
like
mine's going over there.
You want to take care of home first, and then go to the casino. This is what I always compare it to. You take care of home first. You make sure there's food in the fridge, bills are paid, everything's taken care of, put some money in savings, then I can go to the casino and gamble, right?
Right.
At this point, we're gambling before we even fucking put water on the table. You know what I mean? Like,
what's sad to me is, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with, like, Cahokia Heights, right over there, right across the bridge and on the east side. Right there in Cahokia Heights, the amount of kids that don't go to school for the first couple of months, and like the poverty in the city. It's unbelievable. Like, you can tell that there needs to be extreme funding, not only into the education system, but back into the community as well, to help uplift them and get their feet under them. But you hear that there's $3.6 billion being sent overseas. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And
speaking of education, I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
You got to look at New York. Buffalo. You look at the NFL stadium, right? They needed $680 million to fund the new stadium. The state of New York comes in and is like, oh, we'll help you funding. And then they cut the educational program $600 million the next day. You literally just took our future and put it in a fucking NFL stadium.
Now, to speak against that on the devil's advocate, I'm not saying what's right or wrong there, but that NFL stadium will bring back money into the community as well. You know what I mean?
After how many years,
that provides jobs, and that puts money back into the community. So it's not just allocated that $600 million to that. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, I get what you're saying. The tax money will come back, but this is where I always look at real estate. I compare it to real estate, right? You buy a rental property, it takes 6 years before you turn a profit on a certain location.
Right.
How many years will it take for those funds to be reallocated? And when will it come back? Because you look at the states, and every state that's cut educational program, whether it be music, whether it be sports, even when the money comes back, it never goes back in the school district.
Here's my problem.
Not wrong.
Like, I'm not trying to be like I'm a victim, because I think it's all about the old saying. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
100%.
And this is what I want to mean by this. Augie's saying St. Charles MMA, not for him. He's in his new fucking camp in Vegas. He's becoming him.
To me,
he's becoming him. It's like in this world today, when I go to the St. Louis VA off fucking Grand,
trash.
It fucking blows donkey dick. But the VA down in Tidal Air Force Base, Florida, daddy baby. Let me tell you something, just a little revert. It's because of how the government is and everything like that. Florida is its own fucking world, bro. When we were going to the national park, I said, hey, I'm a veteran. Just like anybody in the world tries to get a discount for anything, everything, whatsoever. Hey, you got any veteran discounts? And they're like, hey, actually, we do. Did you know that if you are a Florida resident, you have a lifetime pass for the state parks in Florida? And I was like, oh, I'm not a resident, but I live it. And I showed them all my shit, and they go, yeah, you're in for free. Bro, every time fucking Uncle Joe signs a fucking check to Big Daddy Yachty over there in the fucking Vroshka Vrekra, I fucking get so pissed, because I'm like, bro, if that money could be put back here, applied to my fucking brothers in arms and the veterans, like, bro, if we could get our benefits as fast as we got our fucking haircuts, the world would be fucking a lot better in America. Thank you, amen. That's all I got to say on that when it comes to the government, bro. Like, I mean, am I wrong, bro? I mean, you fucking literally train us for 9 fucking months, and then you fucking kick us overseas with the fucking M16, and you say, hey, baby, you know the rules of engagement, and if you fuck up, you're fucked for life. And it's like, bro, all I want to do is go home and watch pro fucking wrestling, wear a mask, have a fucking sponsorship where, oh, I read the wrong fucking thing. Hey, fucking play the goddamn game. I don't know where Augie went. But
he may have had to step away.
That's good.
I keep going with what you're saying.
Oh, I'm just saying, dude, at the end of the day, my vote didn't get counted. And so that's what I was saying. The government is more worried about what they're doing worldwide, funding everybody, when you got motherfuckers who come home into no home.
So I think the one for me, I like to compare America to, it's the guy who wants attention from the girl who would never pay him attention, while the love of his life is standing right in front of him, right? And it's, again, people don't understand how much.
Hey guys, I'm sorry to cut you off, but my phone's on 1% and I'm at the gym.
Oh,
hey, well, we
well
do a
then
great training. Get that
you
bag.
you were
secure the
great,
bag.
bro.
Thank you guys
You-
for having me on. I appreciate it. This is really fun.
Hey,
I wanna come on
everybody,
and do
go
it again.
follow Josh Augustine on Instagram, Augie_MMA. Fucking go check him out on the Facebook, Josh Augustine MMA. Josh, thank you for coming on. You are the fucking man. You are the fucking man, and I hope you have a great fucking day. All right, brother?
Hey, thank you guys so much for having me on. Awesome show. Can't wait to come back on and see you guys again.
Hey, we'll
Absolutely.
be ready.
All right, my
All right,
man.
thank you guys. Have a great night.
Absolutely,
All
brother.
right, you too.
Go ahead. What were you saying, my man?
Well, for me, it's just one of those things that, again, worry about your yard, not your neighbor's yard. I'm going to bring it to the HOA, right? You got all these people that want to worry about you and them and what the fuck they're doing, but in reality, cut your fucking grass, man. You're worried about me, fucking worry about you. And America needs to worry about us. Like, it's so fucking ridiculous that we have people that work 40, 60, 80 hours a week that can't afford groceries. But yet they want to stand here and, oh, there's no inflation. Oh, nothing's changed. Where the fuck do you live? It's easy to say when your salary is $250,000 a year, but you're worth 20 some odd $1 million. Where the fuck did that money come from? You know? And I say that strictly about Biden. You know, like that's a Biden thing. Trump was rich before he got in office and spent his own money. Biden, where the fuck did you get this? You've been in politics all your life. Where the fuck did your money come from? If it's not obvious, and this is my favorite, I'll get to this in a second. If it's not obvious you're stealing money or you're laundering money or you're doing something illegal, then sorry, the person that's looking at you is the fucking idiot, because it's obvious. You got Florida coming out that they're making all their government employees announce all of their assets. And they got all these people, you know, quitting their jobs. What do they call it? Stepping down. If that's not a red flag that they've obviously been doing some crooked shit, like, hell, I got to tell what I make every year. I got to account for my assets. All of a sudden, you don't have to account. Like, we as a people have to put the foot down. You have to take accountability, whether, and this sounds fucked up to say this, if it takes, you know, another country invading us and cutting the heads off of fucking politicians, eventually we're going to get to the bottom of it. And I think a lot of people that have been out there, oh, these are conspiracy theorists and all this shit. Every conspiracy theory that I've been taught or been heard is slowly but surely being leaked through documents through the CIA and the FBI from the drug, you know what I'm saying? The war on drugs in the 80s, Reaganomics. It's all coming out to show we did this to fuck our society, and we did it. But nobody thinks, man. Oh, it's and when it comes, as Americans, let it fucking happen, because they would never send their own fucking kids to go die for our country. So if they want help, put your fucking kids on the front line and make them defend us first. Because if I got to learn Russian to, you know, sell car shield, so be it. But I mean, let's be realistic. If that's going to be what it takes for me to be able to provide for my family comfortably without having to worry about shit, I'm pretty sure we would all willingly, we'll figure this shit out, right? But no, you're 100% right. But to keep running on a hamster wheel and expecting some shit to change and you haven't, you know, jumped off the wheel, you're the dumbass, not you. But you know what I mean? The person running that hamster wheel thinking the shit's going to change. Get on a fucking, go outside and look around. You've got crimes happening where crime never happened. People are struggling. Crime follows struggle.
This is a first time we're really doing this. We're live. And Stacey and I, when we started this podcast, we have stated we are the dads for the dads.
Facts.
And when we posted this episode on social media, one thing led to another. And granted, when we started this podcast, everyone knows that with, you know, the MMA pro wrestling background, Stacey with his business background, how this podcast was coming slowly and surely. And so when some MMA, because We got a lot of friends in the MMA world, friends that have saved my life, friends that have come on the show with Stacy and I, friends who take time away from their family, come on the show, and the
Training.
prerequisite, they
Well, he
have
was at
to
the
be
gym.
dads. And so we got a first-time caller that wanted to be on the show. There was internet beef. He is allowed to be on the show. This man has literally personally saved my fucking life. He has literally been training for over 15 years of his life, dealt with adversity. Surprise, not really guest, friend, but Jeremiah Curtright, bro, what the fuck happened
Hey.
with you and Augustine on the social media?
At first I wasn't really trying to start shit, but I don't care. I'm down to fight whenever. But I saw the post that was shared via your podcast, right? And all I did was the emoji with the face plant. I'm like, because first of all, the dude who called out Josh, I'm just like, why to begin with? Because first of all, Josh should be fighting in Cali or wherever the fuck he's at. Like, go somewhere else.
The guy that called out Josh was the guy that lost to me when I twisted my ankle, when they played my wrong song and they fucked up my introduction, and Jeremiah was there. He even yelled at the DJ and it became a shit show. I actually had to take the steel chair out of his fucking hand. I'm sorry, go ahead. My fault, Stacey. I love you.
But yeah, so him calling out Josh was just kind of silly in my point of view, because I tried to fight that kid before because he doesn't like an easy fight. But that's a whole different story. He didn't want to fight me because
I beat up Nathan all the time.
It's whatever.
Nathan all the time.
But no. So I was just like, why? Why is this even? Why would he even call out Josh, and Josh take it to that level of it was?
Well, let me say this for you, and this may be because we were just talking to him, and he was in a training camp. And I'll tell you, when I'm working out, whenever I'm doing whatever I'm doing, when there's testosterone driven, sometimes we're men. We don't even think about the response. We just say some smart ass shit because we're testosterone driven and we're fucking full of rage. And
we want to talk about testosterone. He should have his levels checked. To be honest with you, you don't go from 145 to 55 to 70 to middle.
Honestly, have you seen? And I say this because John Jones, prime example. A lot of the times you're fighting under your weight, right?
I cut from 75 to 45, but
hear me out. When you go and you get to your natural weight, and you're like, he's in a camp and he's training and he's getting to the point where that muscle mass gets harder to get off. It moves on quick, and let's call it what it is. He's in Vegas. I bet you he's eating good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, some steaks, man.
All right, yeah. But so I trained with him for whatever amount of years that he was at St. Charles until he left. When I came to the gym, he was a 55 or 45er. And then all of a sudden you come back and you're fighting at middleweight. You're fighting Josh Weston at middleweight.
That was at 55. Or Weston? No, was it really at 185?
It was either 85 or 70. I don't know. But
not Jeremiah. Fucking Jared, check that right now.
He has a ranked. He's 80th in middleweight. So that means he's fought at 85. To say me that I can cut to 55, there's no reason for me to. I can cut to 85 easily. That's simple. I'm like, you may have to put on some weight now because now you're quote unquote legit. But the whole it just blew out proportion because I'm down to fight. Yeah, we had beef at our gym. And, Mike was going to let us do it in the fucking gym. But I said, no, that's humblest motherfucker in the crowd. So now
what are we wanting, Jeremiah?
Well, I'll say it like he said it, because he said it best. And I'm a businessman, like you said, Devin.
Okay.
It's one of those things. What do we bring? I think any fighter would think this. What do I gain in notoriety, or what do I gain in
finance? He gets to beat someone worth the shit, because
we are going to be there on the 13th.
Over turds. Look at this capology.
Are you on there? Are you there on the 13th? Are you there on the 13th?
Yeah, I'm there.
Stacy and I have committed. Stacy, I'm still in. Are you?
Birthday. Fuck yeah.
So we are. given that I have so much money and so does Stacy, and we literally do what we
You got
want,
sponsors
like
to fight in the parking lot.
I can no. I'm saying if you
We're gonna get our swears.
I'm saying if you gentlemen are already going to be there, I don't see why not. That Jesse, as I call him, brother Ryan,
Yeah.
he will fucking tell me that I can just bring you in the cage, and I just say,
Right.
listen,
Like, I'll give you this.
April.
I'll tell you
What's
this.
going
Like,
on? I mean, what are you wanting? I mean, what are you
What's
both
your goal?
want the
it
same
would sell
fucking
out. I'm
thing?
telling you, it would bring a big crowd because everyone loves bad blood, right? Especially from the same fucking gym. All I'm saying is that the guys he's fought aren't worth a shit. He's fought two guys.
Bobby Volker.
Okay, yeah, I've beaten quite a few people that are worth a damn,
He-
and that's just
dude.
add up. So when he fought on LFA against the dude who was 4-0, he's a good fighter, right?
Let him finish.
Dude, I will let him finish, but just imagine a UFC has-been that tried like beating the hottest rising middleweight rising in the Midwest, and then they're like, "Hey, young guy, would you like to fight this old UFC guy?" And they're like, "Yeah, because we all know if Bobby Volker wins this fight, he's going back to the UFC." And then Jeremiah beat the fuck out of him, and then fucking just shook the world. But finish, go ahead. Yes.
But props to Bobby. He's a tough ass dude. He's tougher than these young kids that are coming up. But okay, so he went to LFA, fought, and then he fought a good opponent, got his fucking ass whooped, right? Like I've been in fights where I know that I might get my ass beat here a little bit, but big whoop to do. I don't care to get hit. Fucking, and then he fights another guy who's 4-0 and fucking he took it short notice. He thinks he's Conor McGregor, and that dude fucking kicked the fuck out of him. That leg was destroyed, right? That was down in Florida, I think.
In my mind, is a person who I love the sport of MMA. I don't train. I have been kicked in the leg.
That shit sucks.
That's a fucking cop out, man. Like in my mind, like I'll never forget the fight I was in. The dude kicked me in the leg. And I spazzed. You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I'm like, this is what the fuck we're doing.
I get that, but so that's you saying that you don't train in MMA, right? So you taking the leg
correct,
kick
not
sucks,
at all.
right? But we train that shit and we get kicked every damn day. Now, look, I haven't even fucking. I had lung surgery 5 months ago, and I'm like, fucking, I'll fight you fucking this weekend. I don't care. Like, that's the confidence I bring to the table. He brings to he talks shit. He does a good job at talking shit. But when he starts talking shit on my gym, and then I'm not sure because I had it muted because I'm watching my daughter. If he was talking shit on Mike Rodgers, but if he did, he should be slapped fucking across the world.
He did.
He did. So Mike Rodgers,
understand,
from my experience,
he talked shit. He just said that
everybody has a different viewpoint. Like right now, he's an Extreme Couture. It's a great gym.
Okay,
now
it's cool.
But hear me out.
MMA.
Hear me. Well, I know I got a few friends that train there.
I hear you.
But say you leave St. Charles MMA, right? Yeah. You go
Why would you?
To another.
That's my question. Why would you?
I'm going to be honest. If you want to know the truth, I mean, I'm always a money guy. If this is leading me in the path of the future I want, I'm going to take that as I need the money, right?
Okay, I'll counter
business is business.
All right, go ahead, finish. I'll finish when you're done. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and then for instance, yourself, say you get called to another camp. I don't know a lot of the camps. Again, I'm not into that. I just watch. You go to this camp and you realize, man, we've been doing shit ass backwards. This is really how it's supposed to be. I'm training with professionals. Like he said, Jake Shields, great fighter. It's one of these things that
great fighter. Lucas Clay,
not saying he's not.
Fighter. I know. I'm just saying,
but also
every
it's not a pissing contest. We're just saying that.
Well, this is why I'm saying this is I'm going in the path that these names are going to take me places, right? So I know exactly, and it's any person in business. Like we do, we have a podcast, Two Tired Dads.
Yeah.
If we know having, for instance, if we'll just call it what it is, if Conor McGregor was wanting to come on versus an MMA fighter from our local gym who doesn't have the notoriety, we of course are looking for the views, right? Yeah. And it's the same thing in fighting. The publicity, the notoriety gets you paid. So just the fact that I have this guy saying my name, whether he posts me on his, IG, whoever it may be, that is the publicity as a fighter you need.
The thing is, I didn't post his name, right? All I just
I'm not saying you. I'm saying
okay,
like you got to think about the people he's training with, right?
All right,
like if they're posting him.
All right. Sorry. So get this. So you're talking about like the names at other gyms, right?
I'm saying big names.
Okay, yeah, big names. Okay, so we've had guys who compete at that high level leave our gym and realize those guys who ever made it aren't as hungry as the guys who still want to be there.
Tyrone
Woodley.
That's anywhere. That's anywhere.
Okay, but the guys at our gym are honestly high quality guys who can compete in the UFC, Bellator, wherever. It's just the fact that they're not getting their no one's kissing their feet. Get over it. We all want to be great. We all want to make it to the big show.
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
And this is a personal question for you. Yeah. Conor McGregor calls you tomorrow, says, "Come to my gym, train at my gym. I'm going to blow you up." Are you leaving your gym?
I would talk to Mike like, "Hey, I got this opportunity." I would make it clear to Mike that I'm not leaving the gym like permanently. Like, "Hey, I want to see what this is about."
But you would take the steps, right?
I'm still going to pay Mike though. Like, I owe Mike. He's got
like Luis did the first goal.
And like, why should someone just leave where they started and leave someone who built them up to how they how did you get the opportunity? Because Mike put time in on you. It's like it's not something that's not working.
Is Mike the coach? Mike, fill me in because I want to know. Like, I want to make sure I'm making it.
Mike Rogers is the head coach of St. Charles MMA. He is a UFC veteran. He was one of the OGs who brought the UFC to St. Louis. Without Mike Rogers, there would be no Fight Hard. There would be no Prime FS. There would be no Fight Hard. There would be no Horizon FC. There would be no Shamrock. Mike Rogers was a staple with the Jermaine Andre, for those who don't know. Yeah. For the Steve Berger, he was a staple. He is a staple of the St. Louis MMA.
Figure. Let's just say that. He has his own action figure.
He also knows I'm stronger than Nathan.
But okay, so Tyrone Woodley, right?
Yeah, of course.
So Mike brought Woodley into MMA. Without Mike, there would be no Woodley to his prime. Nowadays, we can't say anything about him now.
Didn't Woodley train at another gym?
He started his own gym, and he wanted to bring Mike, but that's not like what Mike wanted. Mike wants to raise his own guys. He does it because he loves the sport. He doesn't do it because he's making money off it. No, he's not making money off us.
I got you. Well, he paid
it to the gym. Sport, and that's what you need in the gym. You need a coach that cares about you and wants to see you succeed.
But you pay to attend the gym, right?
What's up?
You pay to attend the gym
for a service.
Yes and no, but yes, like everyone comes and pays their dues, right? It's like if you go to Club Fitness, you're paying your due to go to Club Fitness to get better, right?
Yeah, I'm not declining that. I only say that because there is a financial gain for Mike at the end of the day.
Not for real though. Not for the MMA guys. No, like because
there's no
more pricier. So yeah, sure, but I mean, it's not about.
Let him finish, Evan. I can't hear him. Let him finish.
I'm just trying to help him out. Is that it's never with Mike the way that he is because you got it. I'm just trying to get your understanding, Jeremiah. The location that Mike is in is where St. Charles MMA is in a very residential, pristine real estate area, and he's had that for so long. And because each year it keeps going up, Mike still keeps his fucking dues the same fucking level,
right?
And he makes up the difference for the fucking gym. Yeah. And so when he gets money from, like what Jeremiah is saying, where he gets money from all these fucking fighters that throw him a bone,
but the helps. That's what I'm saying. He produces a UFC fighter.
That's he produces UFC fighters, Bellator fighters, and like some of them decide to stay, which is great because they love where they're at. They believe in the process. Some guys don't, and they don't see like their career going to where they thought it was going to be. I'm not saying
this is just the devil's advocate because I'm not saying you're not. You're in the gym. You know better than I do, but I'm just going to say as devil's advocate. Mike Tyson would have never left his coach, right? That was his guy.
Oh, exactly, for sure.
But if you meet a person that this is my skill set, my skill set is being manipulated here, whereas this gym is going to specialize in my skill set. it's only fair to do like, and this is with anybody. It's only fair to pick the best route for each individual. Now, relationships make a difference. I know because he definitely spoke on that. Augie did, as far as sometimes you have those moments where we just aren't meshing, right? Like we're just not clicking, we're not meshing, whatever it may be. And I have to try elsewhere because either I feel limited, I feel, stagnated, whatever it may be. But you want to always give yourself the best potential. And I could only imagine as a fighter, if you have, Mike in your corner saying, let me train you. And then John Jones steps in and is like, let me train you. John Jones is the greatest of all time. I would say any fighter would be crazy not to go, right?
I can see what you're saying.
Extreme Couture. Augie said he's a sniper. You go to Extreme Couture, a lot of the people he was mentioning are grapplers.
Yeah.
The best thing you want to do is, if I'm not good at this, I need to get trained by the best at it. Not saying that Mike isn't, but I'm just saying that it only makes sense from a business standpoint.
He's trying to say that jiu-jitsu is not our strong point? Is that what he's trying to say?
No, I'm saying that.
No, we don't.
Okay.
No,
I think
confused by that.
jiu-jitsu is. I think STL MMA is, or St. Charles MMA is one of the premier jiu-jitsu gyms from what because I actually
is 100%.
Kevin about putting my son in it.
That's what I have to work on myself, but
We are on a time constraint. But Jeremiah, I'm going to have you on a future, baby. We're going to get you booked for February. Go from your point of view because April is a long way away. Thank you for calling in, my brother. I love you, Daddy. We're going to see you January 13th. Jared, write it down because Jeremiah is going to be there at Shamrock. Stacy's going to be there at Shamrock. I'm going to be there at Shamrock. If my beard's not back, I'm wearing this fucking mask. Jesse, you better have my fucking VIP passes. Jeremiah, I love you. I'm pushing you off, Daddy, because Stacy, as you know, dude, bro, this shit's unfolding in front of us as what we fucking talked about was happening like on week fucking 1, bro.
Yeah. You are
Tell
wrong.
us when we're telling lies.
I will say, I just want to say I wasn't showing favoritism. I'm just saying, like, from a businessman's point of view, I'm always going to go where the dollar is. Not saying I'm going to leave a company for it, but if I know that my future is brighter over the next 5 years here, you can only do what's best for you. And I understand there being bitterness. You left the gym, whatever it may be. But as a father, and I think we both would agree here, I'm never going to take the road that's going to stop me in 6 months when I could take the road that's going to stop me in 10 years.
Hey, you know what? You know what? You're right, because it fucking sells, because at the end of the day, because this shit started here, if they don't fucking let you and me do commentary on this fucking showdown when it goes down, I'm fucking kicking Doniker in the dick. Anyway, moving forward, bro, we are like 23 minutes at our time. I need to fucking eat, bro. Dude, one more fucking week and we're out of the great war of the fucking holiday bullshit. The
Facts.
New Year's bullshit.
New Year?
Huh?
Did you have a good New Year?
Dude, I was in bed at 9 o'clock and then I had to piss. I set my alarm for 11:55, kissed the wife while still in bed, and then I rolled over and went back to bed because I had to clean up dog shit by 7:15.
I actually took a nap earlier in the day so I could be up to give little man and Asia a kiss, bring in the new year, say a prayer over the family, and make sure that we bring this year safely to a winning year. That's what we want.
Dude, next week, I don't even okay, can I tell you, first of all, I missed you, man. We don't get to fucking, talk, catch up and shit. We're so fucking busy. Dude, next week, it's gonna be my pro wrestling buddy, Glenn fucking Williams. He is the hottest pro wrestling star rising in the Midwest. He is a father of 2 twins. And he also, he is our age, and he just started in the pro wrestling. circuit, and he has already been named as the breakout star of 2023. So I am like dude, absolutely. Let's fucking hang on. Where was that? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, he was the best. But what I was saying is he's going to be on next week. It's going to be great. And then the week after that, I don't even know because I have it written down. So I'm not going to confirm until next week. I have it. I know who it is, but I don't. But other than that, what do you got for next week, man?
Hey, I just want everybody to have a safe weekend. Real life next week. I'm always excited to meet new people, hear different points of views, especially because, I'm not like huge into wrestling. I grew up watching like NWO, Goldberg, people like that, Steve Nash, or Kevin Nash, my bad. Not cool. Shows you I'm not a huge wrestling fan. But I'm always interested in hearing different point of views. When you're a dad, man, like we all have so many different viewpoints, and it's always interesting, especially when you're dealing with people in combat sports that like their life is violent, but then you got to become a dad and you got to dial it back. And I can't get mad and I can't, spaz, I mean, obviously there's discipline, but it's always fun hearing different viewpoints, hearing really how different dads handle different situations. So I love, for us to be able to keep doing this, to be able to keep bringing different dads on, giving our dad points. I love when we talk about world news because there's some crazy shit. Like you got a lady on TikTok right now trying to gather. She's got the cure to cancer, one dosage, and she's trying. So I'll look in to see if we can do that. There's a big push right now on TikTok on trying to get her funding so she can go to clinical trials.
This will be the one time we break the parameters of where you have to be a dad and you have to be tired. So I'm sure she probably meets one half of those, but we'll make
I was going to say, I'm sure she's tired and I'm sure she's got a father figure in her life that has, pushed her to where she is now. So I'll definitely do my best to try to reach out. It's just one of those things that I think it's nice that like today you educated me on things I didn't know about. And I love doing that with everybody.
That's our job, brother.
And I love it. I love the fact that we're able to do that and we're able to be, excuse me, dads that we're not just stuck in a bubble of what people think. I think a lot of people through this have really realized that me and you we're two different people, but we have a lot in common. And I think it's one of those things that
also cut from the same cloth.
Facts. And I will say that this is that platform that it encourages those conversations. Even when I'm at work, I have conversations with people I've never spoke to. That's fun. That's what being a dad is. We conform, we adjust, we relate, and we progress for the next best thing that is going to be in a positive light for everybody around us, family, friends, kids, So, but
how'd you like the format of what we did, man?
I had no complaint. I loved it. I have no complaints.
A little different. Like I said, we were going to switch it up a little 2024, and, I think this is going to be smoother, and I think it went cool. But, I mean, again, dads, everyone, give us the feedback, 636-338-3315. Again, next week, we are going to
have new listeners.
Shout out to the new listeners. Caleb, I love you, baby. Shout out to Greg, a.k.a. Adam. Yeah, whatever that.
Thank you guys for your continued support. We appreciate it. It's always nice knowing that we're on the right path, knowing that, we have people that are in the same boat as us. And I do want to say shout out to Adam, Greg, as you call him. That's his nickname. I don't know if that's his middle name, but I know that's what we call it at work. I just want to say, I want to try some of that barbecue, man.
Dude, I fucking swear, bro. I would love to too, bro. But, dude,
I'll buy meat. You throw it on the grill.
We thank you for tuning in, everyone. We applaud you. We don't apologize for going over longer. You just sat in your car before you went into your office. You're about to have a kick-ass day for those who didn't tune in live. I'm Devin James.
I'm Stacy Bonds.
We are two
tired dads.
Ooh, daddy. The new outro.
Where's the nipple pinch, man? I don't see the nipple pinches. I don't see you getting all the news.
They better give us the commentary. If Augie and Jeremiah fight, when Augie and Jeremiah,
when he brings that finance to the table that Augie brings.
Oh yeah, they're gonna plug us in. Drop the bass, Jimmy. We're out of here.